Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up, it's your girl Sasha Banks, the legit boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife.
Marie.
And you are going in SmackDown Live.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
Yeah, welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you can be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve Larson, available wherever fine podcasts are. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the little notify bell next to it if you're watching us on YouTube to make sure you're always getting your daily Going In Raw notifications. We're also available, as I said, wherever fine podcasts are, including the CastBox app, which we now have a partnership. Check it out. It's a fantastic app for your podcast, and leave us a little comment and sub to Going In Raw. It's a free and easy way to help support Going In Raw. Also, Apple iOS podcast app, we're there as well. Leave us a rating or a review if you listen to us there. It's another great way to support Going In Raw. We're also on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Many reward tiers you can choose from to financially help support.
You have graphic.
Going In Raw. $20 Friendo Care Package reward, comic book, stickers, poster, postcard, signed by Steven Larson. Also, you can get your face up on the Matt Chat show that goes up every Sunday, and you can ask us a question on that show.
Yeah.
We're also available at prowrestlingtees.com/Going In Raw. I need to get a graphic up for that, too.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of great shirts over there. We got to make some new
new
shirts.
Yeah.
We never know when another sale's going to hit.
Well, regardless, we should add new designs.
We should
regardless.
promote that. People are
promote
willing to, yeah.
And put new designs up regardless if there's a sale happening.
Yeah, regardless. I got this one from the wife. She got this for me, I think, at Hot Topic.
Oh, yeah?
The Cody Rhodes 2020 shirt.
I got this from WWE
From
Shop.
Finn himself?
Yeah.
Finn Balor himself? Wow.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
At a PWG show.
What a fantastic... Larson, let's just say this right now. Was this, in fact, the greatest Royal Rumble?
The Rumble match itself was a lot of fun. Here's maybe the one thing to keep it from being the greatest Royal Rumble card.
Oh, women, obviously.
Yes.
Another title changes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It doesn't really feel canon.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like a kind of canon and kind of exhibition too.
Yeah.
Depending on the match.
Yeah.
So those list of things that we just mentioned keeps it, I think, from being the greatest Royal Rumble. It's still the largest, still the longest.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
It's up there in terms of, so like there are no stakes involved, you know, the event, or the match itself, but in terms of how it was booked, who we saw, the outcome, the other potential outcome that it could have been, I thought that it ranked up there. If it'll be interesting, one of our super chatters, and we're going to talk about them in a second, mentioned, you know, given that this is maybe canon, maybe not canon, are they going to mention the records that were broken during the Rumble? Are they
did one of them.
Right. So like Braun had 13 eliminations.
Which I think is a record. I think Roman set it back in 2014. Is that the year Batista
maybe.
won? Because he had 12 that year.
Well, didn't Kane have the previous record?
Yeah.
Was that 11, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But then they announced that Daniel Bryan broke the Iron Man record for a Rumble during the match.
And given that this agreement between Saudi Arabia and the WWE is like a 10-year long agreement, I figured that at least that much would be canon, like the you know, those things, the records. I thought that the way it was booked was, I'll put it this way. Tomorrow on Countout, we have two lists going up: greatest Rumble winners and worst Rumble winners across, you know, in WWE history.
We might have
Braun might have been.
Well, we definitely would have done a pickup if Daniel Bryan had won.
Yeah, if Daniel Bryan had won, he definitely would have been
based
on
on
there.
how his chest looked alone.
And the fact that he entered in number one, he set the record. Braun winning, I'm not sure what I would have to look at the winners, at the best winners again, just to see, because there was, like, when there's stakes involved, it's different.
Yes.
We included the criteria of what happens after the Rumble. They, you know, when they actually got their title shot, what they did with that. So I'm not sure this would have made the list, but I think it would have been definitely a conversation that we could have looked at and said,
if Daniel Bryan had won, we would
yeah,
have
for
had
sure.
to put
There
him
would
on,
have been no conversation there.
Yeah.
That being said, I mean, it was really, really fun. It was the actual match itself was really well booked, and there was a couple inadvertent one massively inadvertent highlight that was maybe an all-time Rumble highlight, and that was Titus O'Neil tripping and doing a baseball slide.
Half his body was under the ring. At
least. And it was amazing, and they replayed it like 4 times.
Yeah, you could tell because it really tickled Vince.
Vince was back there.
You thought he probably thought it was the funniest thing he'd
ever seen. He
was
jamming that replay button, or he was telling Kevin Dunn, replay again, replay again.
They did it from different angles.
Yeah, so that was amazing.
And it was funny because when it first happened, Saxton was trying to
underplayed. Yeah,
it's like, let's move on.
He said, he literally said, let's move on, and it's obvious that Vince probably said, no, we're not moving on. Yeah, hit that replay
Corey
button.
Graves and Michael Cole couldn't stop laughing.
Oh my! It was so great. It was so fantastic. There's 2 more highlights for us personally. Number 1, beginning of the card, and we think this is Elias Gould because he had asked us to send him the big
the
Steven Larson heads. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get up. I think we have the domain to like a website or something. For links for public stuff, if people want to make signs or whatever, I'm going to get these up publicly in case other people want to make them. But look at this.
That was great.
Look at Triple H and John Cena. Triple H staring at us, at our faces right there. How great is that?
It's fantastic.
Look at that. So we're pretty sure this is Elias Gould. If it's not, please let us know who else it was. But he said he was going to be there and he wanted the big faces. So there they are.
That was incredible.
So that was fun. We got a lot of great Twitter feedback on that one. So that was really awesome. So that was a lot of fun. And then the other part of it was we had an amazing turnout on our
live reaction stream.
Our live reaction stream.
Live stream.
Lots of super chat money was brought in. YouTube doesn't tally it in real time.
No, so
we won't know until tomorrow or the next day.
And half of that is going to a local charity, St. John's Program for Real Change.
Yeah, it's a homeless shelter / empowerment program for homeless women and children. They house them and they help them get back on their feet. It's a fantastic local charity here in town.
And I guess on Monday we'll let you all know how much was raised.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And again, thanks to everybody.
Yes, thank you so much.
It's a fantastic cause, and we hope to do another charity thing like that again soon in the future.
Most definitely.
So yeah, we'll just go from there. I thought it was a really fun show. Yeah. You're right. It sort of straddled canon and not canon.
And they gave us the match immediately that would tell us how faithful it would be to canon.
Yeah.
Because when we did predictions, I said, all right, it's going to be this Triple H John Cena match. Because if they're playing up storylines and Cena has to lose, that's his angle now, is that he loses pay-per-view matches. He's lost like 7 in a row.
Yeah, but have they made a point of saying that?
They did on commentary.
When?
What was the last match he had? At Mania.
At Mania?
Yeah.
They made a point of saying he's lost 7 in a row?
Yeah. Or however many he's lost in a row, several in a row.
During his bit with The Undertaker, they mentioned that? Okay, well.
At some point during that feud, they mentioned that he is on a pretty significant losing streak.
Okay, all right. Well, if that's his story, then you're right. Yeah.
And they mentioned today too that Cena was willing to do anything he could to show that he still belonged, that he was still top dog in WWE.
Yeah.
So that's kind of his story. I've been saying for years, crisis of confidence for John Cena. It's a money storyline for him.
Well, now they've also got. Come on. Also, you have to wonder. I don't think there's any way Cena was going to lose during this event because it's obviously
when it was announced as the first match, it was like no chance in hell that Cena was going to lose.
Yeah, but you're right though. It also depended on how canon it was. But given where they were, what they were doing, for me it was once Kalisto won, as opposed to Drew Gulak. Once Kalisto won the Cruiserweight Gauntlet match, then I was like, okay, well. That kind of sets it in place. It's not going to be terribly canon. I'm surprised because you were correct in your assertion that Big Cass was going to be the one to eliminate Daniel Bryan. That was like kind of the biggest story beat there was. I can't really.
Well, there's a couple other little things. There was a couple interactions between Bobby Lashley and Elias. Between Bobby Lashley and Braun, I think they've been going a little bit on Twitter back and forth.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's going to be good.
There's a couple of moments in the Rumble I feel like where there was a little storyline stuff happening, but they didn't really focus on it a whole lot.
Right, and they didn't so. I don't recall. Did you notice the video package leading to Usos versus Bludgeon Brothers, for example? Did they show anything with Naomi distracting them and all that kind of stuff? So that kind of played outside of canon a little bit too. in terms of them not referencing directly the storylines. So it was kind of, I mean, it was leaning more towards non-canon. But yeah, Triple H versus John Cena, this is exactly the kind of match you'd get out of two veterans who have been around for a million trillion years. There's like 30 world titles between the two of them.
Yep.
And they were kicking out of finishers. That's one of the good things about non-canon matches and non-canon shows. We say non-canon, which is kind of a silly way to put it. It just means not integral to current storylines.
Yes.
And like you say, exhibition's a great way to put it.
This match where there was some kicking out of finishers, and put this up against the cage match for the Universal title, and even Lesnar and Reigns' previous match, and there's a stark difference in just the storytelling of the matches. Mm-hmm. Like the very first move in this match, Triple H did something to Cena. I don't remember what it was. And he had a smirk on his face.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Like, come on, John.
Yeah.
You can't hang with the game.
Yeah.
We don't get any of that from Lesnar and Reigns. There's no character stuff from it, really.
I know.
So what you're getting is essentially like a video game match where you max out your finishers.
Yeah. And you have all the emotion of a video game match, too.
I know.
Yeah. It's just the same dull looks on their face. I know.
Same looks, and then it's like, okay, wow, a spear. Oh, another spear. Another spear. This match has only been going on 3 minutes. Of course he's going to kick out. There's no build.
And at this point, because they've isolated Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar since basically weeks before Mania, there's no context recently to remember that these finishers are supposed to be devastating.
I know.
As opposed to not just standard moves.
They spent so much time establishing the F5. It's powerful enough to one F5 to pin Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman. Mm-hmm. And then Reigns kicks out of 5 of them? Get out of here. One, yeah, okay, cool. I get that.
Yeah.
That's fine. Then you've established the F5 as this devastating move. Roman kicks out. That should be a huge moment.
I know.
Like,
and
Brock should react to that.
That's
and
where
he doesn't.
That's where we thought that was going in the first place. And I think that's why the Mania match was such a letdown, because there was like there was no build and no reaction when it all went down. I mean, Brock has his stock shocked face, but it doesn't really go above any other level of anything. It didn't make the crowd gasp or anything.
Usually it's kind of, it starts as shock and then he kind of lasts a little bit.
Yeah, right.
That's his shocked face.
Yeah. They really, I mean, I don't know if it's the participants involved. I mean, I would think mainly Brock. I don't know. It's bizarre to see the character direction, because look, here's my thing. With Roman, because he is the guy, there would have to be some character direction there, right? And so you would think that maybe maybe that character direction is just brush everything off your shoulder, which seems to be the case.
Yeah, but that's not interesting.
No, it's horribly uninteresting.
Yeah.
It's terribly uninteresting. But like, if there was character direction on the other side facing him with Brock, which I don't think there is at all. No. Nobody's telling Brock anything, right? And maybe there isn't with Roman. I don't know. I'd love to understand if Roman ever went to Vince and said, "What am I supposed to be doing?" If Vince is going to tell him what he's supposed to be doing,
yeah.
And I imagine if that conversation happened, his answer would be in very generic, very old school terms. No sell it.
Yeah,
act like nothing happened.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that at the very beginning of I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, but
yeah,
it came up at the very beginning of the cage match. Lesnar starts out dropping Reigns with 4 German suplexes. Mm-hmm. And then Reigns sold the individual suplexes, but after the 4th one, he got right up and gave Brock 3 Superman punches.
Yeah.
Without selling any ill effects of the German suplexes. You can make it dramatic, do those 3 Superman punches, but still sell the 4 suplexes.
Yeah. It's just run around, clown around. Anyways, let's go back to that Triple H Cena.
Yeah.
Like you said, this was 2 guys who were chock full of personality, who have been for a very long time.
I love the main story thread in this match was Cena trying to get off a 5-knuckle shuffle. It took 3 attempts for him to do it. Triple H got one in before Cena did.
I know.
That was a major story beat.
It was a 5-knuckle Triple H shuffle with a crotch chop.
Yeah.
That was amazing. That was great.
And that was but I could point out a story
I know.
other than finisher, kick out.
Far more entertaining than Lesnar Roman, and far more interesting.
Yes.
It's the simplest story, because at the end of the day, both these guys have literally done everything there is to do.
And, they have history wrestling against each other.
And so it's now just, a couple of old, it's like Rocky and Apollo alone in a gym going at it at the end of Rocky 3.
That sounds right.
Yeah, Rocky. Yeah, at the end of Rocky 3. So, anyways,
but the story in the broader sense is two veterans who've seen everything, who know each other very well, are able to counter each other's moves. We saw that later on when Triple H reversed a AA into a pedigree. Just, some decent back and forth. Anyway, so Triple H gets hit with an AA. He kicks out, of course. And then, as I mentioned, he reverses an AA into the pedigree. Cena kicks out. And then Cena hits one AA, tosses Triple H in the corner. He hits his head. Another AA.
Yeah.
Cena picks up the win.
Yeah, it was a real strong finish for Cena. And
he dropped a promo afterwards.
Strong protected loss for Triple H.
Saying, a lot of stuff going on with me right now. But thank you to Saudi Arabia. Pretty much what he said.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Well, I think he said something like, I wouldn't have missed this show for the world.
Yeah, obviously alluding to his breakup with Nikki Bella. Let's see here. Next up, we had. I actually thought this cruiserweight matchup was better than the one at Mania.
Oh yeah, it was.
There were a couple of instances like the Shinsuke AJ one. Just I think by virtue of the fact that Shinsuke's a heel now, and there's like a real story there. Build is everything.
Yes.
That was a better match than what we saw at Mania.
Oh, yeah.
Even with the finish. Even with the finish.
Yeah, finish didn't bother me at all.
But no, Kalisto, Cedric Alexander, this was the match. This was the showcase exhibition match. Look what our high flyers can do.
Yeah.
And it was a fantastic matchup. Kalisto is so much fun to watch in the ring, and Cedric not only can hang with him, he can counter him, he can match step for step.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun. And the finish
was fantastic.
I don't know. Maybe they've done this before, but I haven't seen it. Reversing a Salida del Sol into a lumbar check.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
We both kind of were like, whoa,
yeah.
Didn't see that happening.
No.
I figured he'd just kick out of a Salida del Sol.
I wonder what the match at Mania, because this match wasn't really focused on story so much as it was just back and
exhibition,
forth.
Yeah, sure.
Competition.
Yeah.
Whereas there was a story that they were building into the Mania match. And I just wonder if the way they decided to tell that story in the ring kind of bogged that match down a little bit.
Probably, yeah.
It seemed like instead of it being based strictly on one-upsmanship and competition, they made it physical.
Yeah.
So, which was fine. But if they'd made it about, oh, you can do that, watch what I can do.
The build that they had for that match necessitated 20 minutes, and I think
that
it was
another huge issue.
What was that? How long was that match?
12 or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was like 12.
It felt like we got the first act and then the end.
Yeah, right.
I mean, starting when Cedric reached out, grabbed the rope after Ollie hit the 054.
Yeah.
But we missed a good chunk of the middle.
Yeah. But this was just a fun, like, go out there, dazzle the crowd. I mean, it's funny on hard cam was it members of the Saudi government that had the plush chairs in the front and their families?
Yeah, I don't know.
I forget. I know there's like something I think Meltzer had in the Observer who those were reserved for.
Okay.
So that's why they were fairly, stone faced. They were just sort of sitting there and enjoying it, I guess. But they all had kids who seemed to be into it too. But no, it was please the crowd, and the crowd. It was kind of interesting. So the venue, I don't think the venue really lent itself to loud crowd noise.
Well, most open air venues don't.
Right, exactly. And I think that they were kind of quiet through a lot of it, but there were moments when they really did come alive.
Yeah, they really came alive for the Styles Nakamura match.
They really came alive for that. I thought they really came. I thought they were pretty into the Cena versus Triple H stuff. Those two guys, you can't be doing that at that level for 20 years and not know how to work any crowd.
I know. I know.
So, anyways, no, that was a lot of fun. After that, we got for the Raw Tag Team Championships, Woken Matt and Bray versus Thebar.
This was pretty much next to Undertaker Rusev, the gimme of the night.
Yeah.
We knew there was pretty much no way Thebar was leaving.
These were our two highest prediction confidence points
the
getters.
Largest rumble with those titles, and that's exactly what happened. It was an okay match. It was pretty chaotic and a little messy towards the end. But in the end, Bray hit Sister Abigail, I guess, on Sheamus, and then Matt pinned Sheamus after the elevated twist of fate that they do. They kind of need a better tag team finisher. I still feel like their chemistry is a work in progress. Although Bray, I kind of feel like he's getting a little more into the whole thing. Maybe.
I think it's a matter, we've talked about this a little bit before, I feel like it's a matter of him understanding what his role is with the Woken stuff, because the Bray Wyatt, this was kind of the thing that was worrying me a little bit when even the notion of those two was sort of coming up as like a feud and then a pair, was the Woken stuff is goofy.
Yeah.
And Bray isn't.
No.
And so how are they going to mesh? Because it did seem like that, even though like they're both very sort of elaborate or whatever you want to call flamboyant characters.
Florid talkers.
Yeah, there you go. Even though they both occupy that kind of space, there's a couple boxes that they both don't tick.
Yeah.
And those are kind of conflicts.
Well, I kind of feel like at this point they're meeting in the middle. Matt's kind of toned down the goofier
right,
aspect.
exactly.
And Bray's taking himself a tad less seriously.
Yeah, but the stuff they do together in the ring is fantastic. Like, especially I've really taken to Matt, rousing, getting the crowd to cheer for certain things. Like the opponent does something, goes, wonderful, I think that's a really good.
Encourages the crowd to give him a standing ovation.
That's a real strong bit. Yeah,
that's good.
So, anyways, of course, welcome Matt and Bray are your new Raw Tag Team Champions. Matt pinned Sheamus after an elevated twist of fate, which is like a wheelbarrow twist of fate. Yeah, I still think that I know you mentioned that it's sort of the same thing they did with Randy Orton. I still like the idea.
Sister Abigail pose tosses him to Matt
I like
for
that.
the twist of fate.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's good.
It incorporates a bit more of each of the.
Or if they did a thing where
yeah.
Matt hits a twist of fate,
the person who takes it bounces up into a Sister Abigail. That would feel a bit more devastating.
That'd be great.
Next, Jeff Hardy
Yeah.
defending the U.S. title versus Jinder Mahal.
Wonderful.
One of the great botches of all time you'll see in this match.
Yeah.
Jeff goes for a whisper in the wind. Completely misses Jinder. I don't know who that was on. Jinder takes a beat and then falls. And I thought, okay, he's dropping an elbow on Jeff, but then he sold.
Yeah.
But there was a good beat or two before he took that bump.
Yeah. Well,
it was pretty funny.
Maybe he's been watching a lot of international football. Notorious for flopping.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really help him.
No.
Nobody's getting a penalty card.
No yellow card or red card.
No yellow card, red card.
Nope, none of that.
None of that.
Anyways, Jeff, of course, retained. Twist of fate, swanton bomb.
Yep.
Saw this coming a mile away. Oh, 2 confidence points I had in this one. Or one.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or was it one?
I had one. You had 2.
One.
Because I had
one. You had 2.
Oh, I had as many as 2. Oh, because for me the odds for the Rumble were so it's like, okay, well, any one of these 50 men can win, at least 49 men, because Kurt Hawkins isn't going to win this thing. But yeah, this was definitely my lowest confidence points. I gave it to Jinder just because I was like, you know what, I could see him pulling some sort of switcheroo. I don't know, but no, that probably not. That definitely didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
No. And we do have some controversy with who won predictions. A little bit of controversy.
A little bit.
Kind of.
It's open to interpretation.
Kind of. Chris Jericho interview. This was classic.
Oh, man, it's
Jericho.
great to have him back. Great to have him back.
Mike Rowe was interviewing him, and
it's Mike Rome, isn't it?
Mike Rome. Mike Rowe is Dirty Jobs. Mike Rome is WWE.
Is Mike Tom.
Is Mike Tom. Tom Mike.
Tom Mike.
Tom
yes.
Mike and Mike Tom. I am disappointed that Tom Phillips didn't show up.
I know.
But yeah, Chris Jericho, he kept on calling Mike Tom. And then
I know who you are. I know this beard is real. This hair is real.
Hair is real.
Tom or Mike has fake beard and toupee.
Right, exactly.
Put Mike Rome, Tom on the list.
Yeah, there you go. It was great. And he started putting everybody on the list.
Yeah,
too.
camera
awesome.
Guy, audio guy.
Next up, we had yet another very happy Daniel Bryan interview. I mentioned this during the stream. I love how when Daniel Bryan wasn't cleared, it was kind of obvious that when he had to do scripted stuff, he really wasn't into it for the most part.
It tended to be hit or miss.
It was hit or miss when he was off, but it sounded like he was shooting from the hip quite a bit, and a bit on the checked out side. Now that he's been cleared, whenever they give him a script, he reads that with as much passion, gusto exactly as possible. And so he gave another one of these, saying I was going to win the greatest Royal Rumble, and he damn near did it.
Yeah, man. Fantastic showing. Next, the Usos challenged the Bludgeon Brothers for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Try as they might, the Usos just can't vanquish the Bludgeon Brothers because Jimmy was pinned after the Bludgeon Brothers hit their finisher. I don't think of anything exceptional happened during this match. It was a fun, fast-paced match.
I was surprised. It was a faster-paced match than I would have figured it was going to be.
Yeah.
The Usos were going. They were really hitting them with the speed.
Oh, you know what was missing? Flying kicks from out of nowhere.
You know what, man? I feel like we don't want to go to that well. Like I want that memory to stay with me as a singular event because that framing was, you had twerking,
Fantastic.
you had some fantastic twerking going on, and then you had
Well, you had 3 planes going on.
had
That's the
3
thing.
planes.
Foreground twerking, middle plane, flying kick out of nowhere, background Rowan realizing what's going on. He turns around, cut, another flying kick.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff.
it was like Scorsese. Let's see.
It was like a shot from Citizen Kane. Depth of field.
Yeah, exactly. All they needed to be was like down, dug into the ground.
Yeah.
Jimmy Uso got the pin, or I'm sorry, ate the pin after the Bludgeon Brothers finisher. Next up, we had this was fantastic.
Yeah, this was a ton of
This
fun.
was so much fun. We kind of called this being a lot of fun. Seth versus Samoa Joe versus The Miz versus Finn Balor. Nothing but fun. A really great match with a really great finishing spot.
Well, there was the main story of this was Finn always being about this close.
Yeah.
To getting that belt, and then someone running in.
There
There
was-
was the last half. The last half of the match was Finn going up the ladder, trying to get the belt. Someone interfering.
He would paw it like a cat. He would be like just pawing at it,
Yeah.
and it would be going batting around.
But he would fend them off, scale the ladder again. Someone else would come interfere.
Right.
It was going on and on and on for, I swear, 10 minutes. And then it seems like, okay, everybody's laid out. He's struggling to get up the ladder because he's taking a lot of punishment. And out of nowhere, Seth Rollins springboards onto the ladder, rushes up, pulls that belt off before Finn could really collect himself well enough to get up there to challenge
He
him for it.
springboarded pretty high up onto the ladder,
was halfway
too.
up the ladder.
So he just needed a couple steps.
Yep, a couple more
and
runs.
He just ripped
Yep.
it down, and Finn was like,
And he'd been busted open. Finn had. He was bleeding from
was a
his
great visual.
eye
It
area.
was a great
and he was
visual.
just demoralized.
Yeah.
So we're getting more of Finn versus Seth for that Intercontinental title.
awesome. That's good. We
It is
should.
good. At some point, Finn's going to get that belt. That's got to be the culmination of this story.
It definitely
He was
should
this
be.
close.
It definitely should be. Well, I guess we know Miz isn't winning at freaking Backlash.
No.
Yeah. I'll have to go
Probably not.
He'll have to start a new goal of trying to be best U.S. champion. Mm-hmm. Nah, he should go up to the WWE title scene. But that belt's going to be wrapped up in AJ and Shinsuke through SummerSlam.
Yeah, probably.
That'll be fun, though. I mean, well, he's going to be wrapped up with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. He's got stuff to do. And then that feud
God,
doesn't need a title.
SmackDown is so stacked.
I know.
There's so much great stuff. Next up, we had I really love this bit.
Yeah.
It was the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia tryout finals.
Yeah,
so,
there was. I guess they had tryouts in Saudi Arabia prior to the show, and I guess these were the 4 best prospects. I remember them saying they're going to the Performance Center in Orlando.
Really?
I thought I heard that. So Mike Rome's in the ring, introduces them. Each of them do a little bit of interview, and that one guy was great. The guy with the longer hair.
They had, I think there was Nassar, Hussein,
Yeah.
and I forget the dude with the long hair, but man, he got on that mic and it was like Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
This dude was like hard time, baby. It was fantastic. It was really, really good. The last guy, poor guy, had to follow up him, but then Daivari music
He was
hit.
joined by his brother Sean.
And of course, they're from Iran, and the closest comparison I was making was it was like back when La Resistance were I don't know if they would do that now. I mean, I guess they were doing it with gender, saying that, oh, I'm a foreigner and you guys hate me kind of thing. But it was like, a heel from a territory that perhaps aren't on great terms with the home territory.
And they were getting tons of heat from the crowd.
I'm not an expert on Middle East relations. I have to like look that kind of stuff up because I'm like, how do Saudis feel about Iranians? Oh, they don't like each other. But anyways, they showed up. It was all in good fun. And they were running down the prospects, of course. Sean Daivari looked great.
Yeah.
Somebody in our chat mentioned, hey, why don't you team these guys up for 205
That'd be
Live tag
fantastic.
division? I would love that. I think
Heck
it'd be
yes.
great. And maybe this is a little tryout for Sean.
Could be.
Maybe he'll get that.
And there was this great bit where one of the prospects pushed Arya Daivari, and the look on his face was fantastic.
He's amazing. He's
really
fantastic.
good.
Yeah. And each of those guys hit kind of finishers.
Well, a move on.
The big dude, I think Hussein hit the power slam or body slam. It was the standard body slam. And then the other guy hit a kick. A really good kick.
And then yeah.
And I forget what else happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. They kept it simple.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the hometown favorites went over. The hometown guys. So that was really fun. That was cool.
Next, for the WWE Championship, Shinsuke Nakamura taking on AJ Styles. This match was within 3 minutes way better than their Mania match.
Yeah, immediately.
A heck of a lot more intensity.
Yeah.
Nakamura just seemed a whole lot more into it. I'm not sure, but I'm guessing that's direction. You think so? You think they? I'm not assuming they're not going to AJ and Shinsuke and saying, just do this on cruise control. I'm assuming they're not saying that. But but I'm guessing they don't want the first match to blow everybody away because there's going to be a protracted feud. They want that memorable match to happen last in the blow off.
I think you're right.
For the sake of narrative.
I would think. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, whoever's producing this, I would say that I would put it this way: whoever's producing this, I don't know who it is probably delighted to have AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura, two guys who don't need anybody producing them, because they fully understand this isn't the place to give them everything. This is the place where we have a sanctioned brawl, a sanctioned fight, and that's what this was. A lot of stiff shots, a lot of stiff forearms. We got a low blow when there was a bit of a ref bump, and it ended up going to the outside. More brawling, and they brawled to a count out. That was okay. We didn't want the title switch here. That should not have happened, especially given the nature of the show once we got into it. And I thought it made total sense. I mean, they just kept on going. I'd like to see an I Quit match. I was going to say it would have been better if it was a time limit draw. That would still be great at some point. The next match, given the way this ended, a time limit draw would be absolutely fantastic for these two.
Yeah.
This needs to keep on going. I want to see it through SummerSlam. Hell, I even want to see it go all the way to WrestleMania. Drop the belt for a bit. Let Daniel Bryan and Miz fight over that for a bit and come back around to it.
Every interaction, whether it be a tag match or especially in singles matches, they got to turn up that intensity.
Right.
Until the blow off when it's maxed out.
And here's the thing, then
everything blows.
It'll justify the Mania match even more. Because by the time we hit Mania, it was like, okay, we've only had a little bit of a build. There's no, and the creative was lackluster. There's no guarantee that they're even going to keep this up. There's no guarantee that Shinsuke is going to stay on SmackDown or AJ is going to stay on SmackDown. Yeah. And so we just want a really, really fantastic match while they're around. It's obvious now that they have committed to this storyline, and I think it's going over like gangbusters with the fans and everybody.
I think so. When we saw that in the crowd today, I mean, I think of all the singles matches up to that point, I think they were the most invested in this one.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Yeah,
in terms of the twists and turns of the actual match.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the end, Nakamura low blow goes for the pinfall. AJ grabs the ropes. Yep. And they take it to the outside. They brawl, double count out.
Yeah.
Great way to protract the feud. And as you said, it'd be great if they had, have like some sort of match on SmackDown. Dedicate half an hour to it.
Yeah. Time
limit. That's because they can't stop beating up each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be good.
I think that would be good.
Next up, we had Rusev versus Undertaker. I didn't feel great about picking over 3 minutes, but it was triple that time and then some.
Solid showing for Rusev. I was expecting, based on what we saw at Mania between Undertaker and Cena, this is going to be very, very short and very one-sided in favor of the dead man.
Yeah.
Instead, there was actually some back and forth.
There's a lot, yeah.
Yeah. But in the end, of course, we knew Undertaker was going to come out on top.
Right.
But I mean, Rusev got an accolade kind of on the Undertaker at one point during the match, and I never would have thought that would happen. I was expecting Undertaker gets in the ring, couple punches, choke slam, tombstone, roll him in the casket, close the door. That's it in about 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, I was trying to see because we had heard
about Aiden English.
One person said something about Aiden English.
Yeah, you look at that, and I'll go through this a little bit. So actually, pretty early on, it seemed like Undertaker tossed Rusev over the top rope in the direction of the casket, but the casket door was closed, so Rusev just landed on top of it. And I was like, yes, do it. Oh, it's closed. Yeah. Darn it. I'm not going to win this prop bet. Ow.
You okay?
Hit my funny bone.
Oh, no.
And so following that was a good amount of back and forth. Rusev hit a Machka kick. I think at one point Aiden English served as a distraction, helping Rusev out. We saw an accolade. But in the end, Undertaker hits a chokeslam on Rusev, rolls him in the casket. Aiden English comes in the ring. He hits a chokeslam and a tombstone, which looked a little rough. Undertaker rolls him in the casket. Undertaker closes the casket door. He wins.
Yeah.
In about 9.5 minutes.
Yeah, so, I mean, all I can see is there's a rumor he was helped to the back. But I mean, he I don't know, he rolled fine.
Yeah, he was moving after the tombstone.
Casket, yeah. So I don't know. Hopefully he's okay. He doesn't do a whole. I mean, he wrestles, but
Yeah.
you know, I mean, kind of not his primary role these days.
At least not on television. I'm sure he wrestles more on the live event circuit.
So yeah, next up we had, of course, it was bound to be the most controversial match on the card. That's all. That's what we always get.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. The Roman experiment continues to chug on like a jalopy out of the grapes of wrath.
Yeah.
Sing chug 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 chug.
So to start the match off, Lesnar just drops Roman with 4 German suplexes, like literally right at the starting gun.
Custom match, yeah.
Yeah, I know. And then in response, Reigns hits 3 Superman punches, and then Brock says, "Okay, that's fine, F5." And then Reigns responds with 3 spears. In between here, there was a really awkward spot where Reigns was trying to get out, climb out of the top of the ring.
Yeah.
Lesnar pulls him down, does something, and then Lesnar tries to climb out of the ring. Why? There's a door there.
I know, a bear trying to climb out of a ring versus going out of a door.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's like, dude, just
if you're
just
pushing
stroll over
280
there.
pounds,
Just
go out
stroll
the
over
door.
there. You're good to
Just
go.
go out the door. Reigns hits 3 spears on Brock. Again, this past year, prior to Mania, they were building up the spear as one and done. You eat
Yeah.
1 spear, you're getting pinned. Reigns hits 3 spears on Lesnar,
Just don't
and
view
Lesnar
it
kicks
that
out,
way anymore.
and there was like it wasn't shocking in the least. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, this match is 5 minutes in. He's kicking out.
Yeah.
There's just no drama to any of this. Reigns takes the opportunity then to try to escape from the front door. Heyman comes over, slams the door on Reigns' head. Brock hits an F5. Of course, what happens? Roman kicks out. Mm-hmm. And then Heyman throws a chair in the ring. Lesnar takes his gloves off. I believe Reigns gets the chair, starts beating on Lesnar with it. Hits another spear. Brock kicks out. Another Superman punch. And then Reigns spears Lesnar through the wall of the cage. And this is where the controversy comes in, because the whole
Wall of the cage,
panel
yeah.
of the cage hits the mat. The bottom of it still breaks against the ring.
Roman is on top of Brock.
And Brock lands on his back. He keeps his feet up.
Yeah, he's like
he's tucking his knees to his tummy.
Yeah, he's in
essentially.
giving birth position.
Yes. And Reigns, after impact,
Post-coital roll-off.
yeah, rolls off. And in the process of rolling off, his feet hit the floor
Very obvious.
first.
Yeah.
Yet, who do they declare the winner of this match?
Brock Lesnar.
Doesn't make any sense. And
Now-
you could
yeah.
tell that somebody messed up, because they would never show the replay past impact.
Yeah.
They never showed Reigns roll off and both his feet.
And there was an
hit the
extended
match.
period of silence from commentary.
And then
when they were trying to figure
an
out.
endless litany of justification.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Nobody was. Yeah.
One back. But they were doing the football analogy. 1 knee equals 2 feet.
yeah.
Oh, that's not the rules of a cage match.
Right.
Your feet got to hit.
Yeah.
Your feet got to hit.
There was zero way that any of Brock. So like, even if you want to go by the plane of the wall, like who escaped the plane, right? Roman's hands technically are further away
Yeah.
than, any of Brock, because Brock is like this and Roman's hands are right here
Yeah.
doing the spear.
Yeah.
So at no point could you actually consider Brock being the one.
Well, here's the thing. If you just break the plane of the cage, then you don't have to, like, if you're climbing up, once you go over the top and start climbing down, then you win.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So even that, you're right. Yeah.
So it's feet. That's
It's
the rule.
feet, yeah.
It's the rule.
Yeah.
So we're going to get more of this. Not at Backlash, thankfully, because it's Reigns and Joe.
Has Kofi ever done a spot where like his back has hit the floor on a Royal Rumble and his feet are still up in the air?
I don't know.
I think he's been. Well, I know he's been on a chair.
Yeah, he's been in a chair. He stood on a plate of pancakes.
Oh, he did this.
Handstand,
He did the handstand. Yeah, he did the
Wasn't
handstand.
this year the pancakes?
What's that?
Didn't he land on a plate of pancakes this year?
Probably.
Something like that.
That sounds
It was
about right.
Something. A pancake platter was involved in some
Yeah,
capacity.
but if other body parts, and I would assume the same. Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be the feet. That's been established. It's the first person whose feet hit the mat. That was Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
So are they going to just... I mean, I guess it's not canon, so they can just shuffle that aside.
They'll shuffle it aside. It's too silly of a thing. To.
What if Reigns comes on Raw, plays the replay, and is like, Vince, that's not how... that's not the rules of the match. Why you try to screw me out of my title?
I like this better. How about he shows up with a team of lawyers?
Litigates.
Yeah.
He comes, you can buy the copy of WWE Rule Book in any bookstore or on Amazon.
He shows up with that.
He says, I got this ordered Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
I spent the whole flight back home reading through this.
No, he had it on his Kindle, man.
Oh, there you go. My Kindle, reading through this on the flight back home. Says right here, these are the rules.
Feet.
Roll the tape.
Feet.
My feet hit first. Welcome to my team of lawyers.
Exactly, yeah.
I have some new hounds of justice.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, it's the new Shield. There you go.
So anyways, Lesnar's still Universal Champion.
Yeah.
We're going to get this match. Are they going to wait till SummerSlam now?
So let me ask you something real quick, though. How did they think this spot was going to go?
Yeah, I know.
I'm assuming they figured that Reigns, if I may use my hand.
Oh, you're going to get closer.
We don't have a Lesnar one. We don't have a Reigns one either.
Just get to not the Funko one.
Not the Funko.
Yeah, you need actual, because you need
Oh, here we go. Perfect.
bend limbs.
I'll use Sting and I'll use Vince over here.
All right.
Now, did they think it was going to go down like this?
So who's who?
Sting is Roman, Vince is Brock.
All right.
Okay? Did they think it was going to go like this? So here's Cage, obviously,
Yes.
right? So do they think that Stinger here was going to go like this?
Spear.
And it was going to go like this?
No.
Or like, okay, even like this, in which case the feet are still hitting like here.
I think so, and they probably expected that to happen, and then Lesnar. But then maybe for him to kind of roll this way.
Well, here the thing is, though, if they're going out like this and they land like this, he's still at a 90-degree angle, and these feet are they're hitting the ground right here like this.
Well, there's Cage in the
If
way.
it's like this, they go through Cage.
Because the cage was kind of still propped up on the top of the apron.
Right.
At the base.
I don't know.
I know. I feel like they thought, oh man, this would be cool and dramatic and in an awesome spot, and Lesnar can retain without pinning Roman.
Okay, so what? Nobody's ever been like speared or pushed through a cage before?
Yeah.
I swear I've seen that a million times before.
Yeah, the Giant threw Stone Cold out of a cage and Stone Cold won.
Okay, but no, I'm talking about both people going through at the same time.
Yeah, Vince Russo was speared through the cage and he won, but Goldberg wasn't in the match. Russo won the title that way.
Damn it, Goldberg wasn't in the match.
Nope.
That could have been our precedent right there.
And I think when Braun power slam Big Show through the cage, I think that at that point the match had already ended.
Right.
So any example I can think of, there's a qualifier attached to it. Can't help you, Steve.
I really wish one of us, because I mean, if you think about it, a spear through the cage seems completely obvious for that finish.
Yeah.
I really wish one of us would have said, "Oh, Roman's going to spear Brock through the cage, and Brock will be the one that comes out."
Well, I think we talked about the idea of Reigns spearing Lesnar through the cage and him winning that way.
Oh, Roman winning that?
I think we discussed that because we were talking about ways to make Roman look weak and winning. Mm-hmm. And while the image of... Because we were both...
No, I thought we said Brock throwing Roman through the cage.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Okay.
It was Brock throwing him through the cage.
Excuse me.
So we were close.
Anyways. More of this eventually. Probably at SummerSlam now.
Oh, my God.
Brock's not wrestling again until SummerSlam. Guarantee you that. Because it's already Reigns, Joe at Backlash. At least now there's a chance that Joe can win that match.
Raw.
You think it'd be on the Raw?
Raw.
I mean, that'd be cool.
I know.
Have a title change on Raw. It rarely happens.
Dude, Brock's he's not going to want to wait till summer. That fool's wanting to go to the UFC.
I know. If he wants to fight in December,
he's not going to be able to do both.
He has to get back in the testing pool, like, immediately.
Yeah.
To fulfill his suspension.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason he can't do both. I mean, he can't.
If he could have done both, he would have already been out of his suspension.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking he can fulfill the terms of his suspension, still be in the USADA testing pool while still wrestling, in theory.
But hold on a second. Why wouldn't he have done that already, though?
I don't know.
See, that's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. He would have already fulfilled his suspension because he's not, he would have already entered the pool and all that kind of stuff.
I think all he has to do is file some paperwork to unretire.
Maybe it was the WWE deal was up, and that's what it was. He was still under the WWE contract, so he wouldn't have been doing that. Okay, that's why.
I mean, hypothetically, he could have, if he never retired, he would still be in the. All he would have to do was just, I guess, send P samples in or on a regular basis, or I don't know how the tests are administered.
Dude, I can't deal with it till SummerSlam. Can't do that shit.
Open the card with that match. Just get it out of the way.
It's gonna main event.
I know when you have a feud of the year contender. A feud of the year contender with Styles and Nakamura, which
4 months
should
away.
headline the show at that point.
4 months away. You're saying that there's going to be 4 months.
I don't see Lesnar wrestling between now and then. Do you think he's going to wrestle at Money in the Bank?
So what, they're going to do Joe versus Roman for Backlash.
At least Joe has a chance to win now. There's a chance. I don't see it happening, but there's a chance.
God.
What if they just job Roman out every week between now and SummerSlam? To the crisis confidence with Roman Reigns.
Enough with your crisis.
All right, let's move on to the largest.
Give me a crisis of confidence.
Largest Rumble.
Daniel Bryan came out at number 1. Very surprising. I had him at number 50.
Same.
Because I figured I want to protect,
they want to protect
the noggin, but at the same time, it's a Rumble, so kind of who cares? There were a couple spots when it was like, oh, whoa, hey, oh. Let's see here. Number 2, Dolph Ziggler came out at number 2. I mean, technically still number 1. These were kind of interesting. We had some like super surprise entrants.
Yeah.
Hiroki Sumi.
The sumo wrestler.
A sumo wrestler.
Oh, Mark Henry, too.
That was interesting.
I mean, we had heard Mark Henry was going to be in the match. But it's always great seeing Mark Henry.
Oh, it's always fantastic.
And he was the one that eliminated Hiroki Sumi.
Tony Nese came out at number 10.
That was great.
He looked amazing.
He had a great spot with the New Day.
Oh, yeah. He danced with them.
And then they eliminated him.
Yeah. But he had a good showing. He was in there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle showed up at number 16. He started suplexing everybody.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
There was one spot where he was going for a German suplex with Daniel Bryan, and Daniel Bryan, flipped over, but looked like he kind of almost landed on the top of his head.
I hate when they do that.
I know.
Really
Next,
like that.
Elias, number 20.
Yep.
And then he quickly eliminates Kurt Angle.
Elias was great because he comes out, he does a shtick with a guitar, and then he said, I'm going to sing you guys this right when he's nearing the actual apron. He's like, I'm going to sing you guys a guitar. The greatest Royal Rumble. Ooh.
Toss it down. Sees an opportunity to eliminate somebody. He eliminates 3 people. Kofi, Xavier Woods, and somebody else.
I forget.
But anyway, after that, he eliminates Kurt Angle.
Mm-hmm.
Tucker Knight, who was in Saudi Arabia the preceding week for the tryouts at 24.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Heavy Machinery gets his main roster cameo. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was fun. That was good for him.
Bob
he had some good bits.
Yeah, he was in for a decent amount of time. Bob Roode at 25. And then Rey Mysterio, again, he was advertised in advance, came in at 28.
Looked like it was 1998 all over again.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say 97. I'll say 98. Looked like 1998 all over again. He does. He was so quick, so fast. This was my favorite.
Roderick Strong at 34.
Roderick
Strong. In full Undisputed Era gear. He came in and started dropping backbreakers to everybody.
Left one first. This one goes in here like that. No, this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always think to myself, left goes in front. There you go. And you can do it like that. Like that. Can you do it quick.
Left goes first.
Like this. Left goes front. There you go. Left goes front.
So yeah, he started dropping backbreakers on everybody. It was great.
Oh man!
He's
and
so
then
much fun to
him
watch.
and Daniel Bryan had a chop off in the middle of the ring
And
that
then
resulted in Daniel
Corey
Bryan.
Graves correctly described Daniel Bryan's chest as looking like hamburger.
Yeah, man.
It was red.
It was
inflamed.
brutal.
It looked like It was bad.
It
wasn't just his chest. It was like somehow under here.
Let me ask you something.
It was all
though.
red.
So, like, Braun is supremely over. I get that.
Yeah.
What's the motivation for not having Daniel Bryan go from one
This
to
is what
last?
I think. This is what I think. They're saving Daniel Bryan's Royal Rumble win when it's a Royal Rumble where he gets a title shot.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. Good foresight.
That's what I'm guessing. Because, this is a huge match.
That's one thing he hasn't done before.
And there's a belt attached to winning this match.
There's a couple of critters over there.
There's some insects over there.
Oh, my goodness.
There's a belt that they awarded to the winner of this match, and a humongous trophy.
It has a beautiful front plate.
Yeah.
But the strap is green.
Yeah. But, there's no WrestleMania main event attached to either of those prizes.
Right.
So if they're going to have Daniel Bryan win a Rumble, it's going to be next January.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
Anyways,
right.
his chest looked horrible. His underarm right here was
It was brutal.
marked up, too. Randall Orton at 35, man. He just kind of sauntered down the ring.
Great. He sauntered.
Ambulated.
Who was quicker getting to the ring, Khali or Randy Orton?
Khali walked with more purpose.
He wanted to be faster.
Yeah.
He really did. Let's see here. Baba Tunda.
Yeah, at 37, I guess he's a
9-foot tall NXT guy.
Yeah.
On the house show circuit these days. He is massively
Yeah,
tall.
he's about the same size as Braun.
He is a big dude.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm 3'8".
I enter at 3'8".
I enter at 3 and 8.
I'm Baron Corbin. I will win largest great rumble.
I'm gonna win that green belt and take it back to Red Raw.
Well, he quickly eliminates Bob Roode and Roderick Strong, though.
Yeah, that was sad. I love Roderick Strong. He's the man.
All right, you want to talk more about Titus entering at 39, sprinting down the ramp, tripping.
Do we have 30 minutes to talk about this? It was great.
We already talked about it a lot.
So here's the great thing, okay?
The great thing is that it happened. They didn't show it.
No.
We didn't see it except for his legs sticking out from under the ring.
So let's talk about this.
What?
When you said, we'll just talk about predictions right now. Because I'm about to take the scenic route. So strap in. Okay?
All right.
Lots of rolling hills right here.
I'll picture it in my mind, okay?
I am not willing to concede that you got the AJ Nakamura one. Because if you can't tell me in your heart of hearts, Scout's honor, that count out was on your mind for that pick, then I don't think you get the points for that.
Here's what it was. Initially, I thought it would be a disqualification finish where AJ would win by DQ. And that's what I said in the video.
Like he would get super aggro, low blow, Nakamura, something like that.
No, Nakamura would low blow him.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, so that
Or
was in
something
your
like
heart of
that,
hearts.
or Nakamura just would get out of the corner. But anyways, that's what I started as. You explain your position. I got to thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, I don't know my exact words, but I think I said in the end, yeah, I'm just going to say that AJ retains.
Yeah. Okay.
That was my final, I think. I'd have to rewatch the video, but I think that's what I said in the end, was that whatever happens, AJ is going to walk out of there still WWE champion.
That's a very wide berth of a prediction.
I know, but I think we've accepted that before. I think we've picked, champion retains.
I'm willing to accept a draw on this basis. A predictions draw on this basis alone.
All right.
I don't agree to that.
Okay.
However, earlier in this, when we saw people booking down, you did say, I think it would be great if somebody booked their ass off and ate shit right before they landed.
That did happen.
And that did happen. Based on that, I will accept the draw.
All right, draw accepted.
Because Titus O'Neil did exactly that.
Well, there was a lip between the end of the ramp and where the mats on the outside start. And he was running.
This is the most Titus O'Neil thing.
Hit the toe of his right foot on that. He had a ton of momentum going. And as you said, essentially baseball slided halfway in the ring.
I've never seen a slip and slide so perfect than this. He slid under the freaking ring. So it was like the Wicked Witch of the whatever.
Oh, yeah,
when just her feet were underneath the house and they roll up. Oh, it was great. And the truly great thing about it is that when it first was broadcast, when it first happened, you didn't see it. All of a sudden it cut back, and I think you saw
Titus's legs were
you saw his legs.
Yeah.
And they said, "What is he doing over there?"
No, they saw it because they started laughing as soon as it happened. Then they cut. Everybody started cracking up, and then they cut to Titus.
Yeah,
because they were all talking about it before we had any idea of what was happening.
Right,
and then they went to replay,
and they started laughing about it. And I said, "Oh my God, did he just trip?
Yeah.
Did he just trip?" And then you hear Byron say something along the lines, "Okay, well, let's move on."
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they went full on. Corey Graves couldn't stop laughing. Michael Cole was beside himself. And then they went to replay and showed it
two different angles. That's when you know that someone back there in the production area, Grillo, was saying replay.
Vince probably gained about 2 years on his life. If laughter is the best medicine, I guarantee he was dying. I can't wait to hear the story from whomever was back there in Gorilla to get Vince's reaction.
I hope there's a WWE 24 on this event.
Oh my God, you're right.
And I hope there's 10 minutes dedicated strictly to that spot.
Oh my God. I hope they do a special just on Vince's reaction to that.
I know.
Oh, because it was magnificent.
So I'm guessing what happened is, they didn't see it on the monitor, but since they're facing the ramp, is they just saw Titus run and they disappeared. Exactly. And they look at the monitor and they see his legs sticking out in there, and they just put it all together. Because I think the monitors are only showing what's being broadcast.
God,
that's my understanding.
Oh, it's so much fun.
It was fantastic.
It was hilarious. Anyways, he recovers, gets back in the ring.
He's followed by Dan Matha, who we haven't seen in about 2 years after Samoa Joe obliterated him.
It took him 2 years to come back from that.
That's still one of my favorite NXT angles. They hyped up Dan Matha for weeks. He shows up, Samoa Joe destroys him, never saw him again.
Just humiliates him.
He was also there the week prior for the tryouts.
Boy, that was good. That's ingenious. Dan Matha.
Braun at 41. My pick to win.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley at 44. They had a couple great moments between the two of them.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Great Khali at 45.
Yeah, it hurts to watch him walk.
Yeah, he wasn't in the match very long.
Hey, but good for him for still being able to walk.
Yeah.
He literally does look the exact same as he did back then. It's just even back then it hurt to watch him walk.
Yeah, he doesn't move around nearly. I mean, not that he ever moved around well, but he used to move around a whole lot better. Larry Otto put up some gifs of him wrestling in Japan. He actually moved around okay.
Recently or from back then?
Oh, from a few years back.
Yeah.
But they recently posted the
That's
gifs.
cool. Right on.
Kevin Owens comes down the ring at 46, and shortly after he hits the ring, they announce with Daniel Bryan to set the Iron Man record. That moment, it was 65 minutes.
That was very surprising that they did that one.
Shane McMahon at 47. There's this great moment between Shane and Daniel Bryan where it looked like they might throw down. Instead, they focus their attention on Kevin Owens to go after him.
Yeah.
Shane hit coast to coast on Braun.
Yeah.
Cass, 49. Bobby Lashley about dropped Cass right on his head. I think he's trying to do the stalling suplex, and he's having a hard time balancing that much height.
I looked away. How bad did it look?
It looks like he got dropped in the back of his head.
Really?
And Cass was down for quite a while.
He was. It looked bad. It looked bad. Yeah.
Because Lashley tried to get him up once, got him up, and the commentary team was trying to sell it as if Cass blocked the suplex attempt, but Cass didn't try to reverse into his own suplex. Bobby tried to get him up again. I think it was just, that much length on a person is too much to balance. And so he just tried to suplex him as safely as possible after that without, dropping him literally on top of his head.
Right.
So Cass was kind of laying on the apron for a long while. The ref was over checking on him. The final entrant, Chris Jericho at number 50. Great shot of Kevin Owens reacting to it.
And he yelled at him, "Why don't you go back to Japan?"
Oh, good stuff.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Good
That's
stuff.
absolutely great. I'm looking up on the Facebook Friendoverse group to see if Vinny Elliott, to see how well he did.
Oh.
Because I really want that. I'm not going to get it, but I want, number one, because I'm not going to get it, I'm sure other people did much better than I did. Because I'm not going to get it, I kind of want him to retain.
Oh.
But I'm trying to look for his thing.
I think I only got the Cena match wrong.
What's that?
Well, I didn't get double count out, but I don't think anybody expected that.
So he called Braun, Roman, Miz. Okay, he's already lost it. AJ, Jinder.
Saying I have a chance then.
Let's see here. He called for 7 suplexes. How many did there end up being?
Just the 4, I think.
Okay. He did call 4 Superman punches.
There's 4 spears.
Okay. I think there were 3 Superman punches because I was like, come on, do 2 more. He called the casket match at 44, just under 5 minutes. 1 low blow, called that. He said the Iron Man would be Dolph Ziggler, shortest time, Bo Dallas, most eliminations, Braun. He called Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho 1 and 2. Oh, that would have been great.
That would have been fantastic.
That would have been really good. And number 50, he said it was going to be Vince. That's hilarious. So looks like we probably have a new Friendoverse champion. Probably not going to be me, though.
So anyways, there's a spot where Daniel Bryan sets up Kevin Owens in the corner and tells Shane coast to coast on him. Braun says, no. Not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
Grabs Shane by the collar of his shirt, throws him out of the ring through the announce table.
Dude, this was amazing. That was so insane. Oh, that was so good.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is like if you just put the Rumbles in a bubble, in their own bubbles, this is one of the better ones.
Yeah,
this
it was
one of the
tons of
more
fun.
Yeah, this is one of the more fun ones.
Tons of fun. especially for a Rumble this
That was the
large.
point I was going to make at the beginning, is that when you look at our list of worst Rumble winners, 7 out of the last 8 years were on the worst list.
Yeah.
Only Shinsuke made the best list. Spoiler for you. So especially lately, they have not been great.
No. Shortly after that, Cass eliminated Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, you called this one.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of surprised they did this story beat. I figured maybe Bryan would get Cass on this one, and then next week when they they have like 1 week till Backlash, right? So there's like one go home.
Yeah.
Maybe Cass would stand tall there.
This is Cass's win over Daniel Bryan because Daniel Bryan's totally winning a Backlash.
This was a big moment for Cass though. Him standing in there with Braun Strowman for a young guy just coming back from injury. Cass. Yeah. Still kind of unproven, but I think he's been killing it lately.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the promo on SmackDown was great.
And he looks to be in great shape.
He's in great shape. It's just his legs worry me so hardcore.
Well, especially
and they shouldn't be doing that stuff with Lashley and him. Lashley shouldn't be trying to put him up like that.
Yeah, that's a lot of height to try to balance.
I get that you're trying to be impressive, but you need to be careful with Cass. Like really.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. So anyways, Braun kind of crotches Cass over the top rope. Mm-hmm. Bounces the ropes a few times to really put some extra...
Cass had a great, really high-pitched scream too.
Yeah. Put a little extra mustard on all that.
Yeah.
And then shoulder tackles him out of the ring.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman, you're a winner of the very first greatest Royal Rumble.
How much did you love?
He's presented with a green belt and a humongous trophy.
How much did you love Braun's shoot graciousness at the end?
I know.
He had like happy Braun smile, like what's his name? Adam Scher.
Yeah.
Adam Scher smile.
Yeah.
When they had a member of the Saudi government, I assume, or the sports commission there, whatever it is, presenting the giant trophy. Vince was there. He said, give me the damn title. He gave it to the Saudi guy. He gave it to Braun. Braun looked, he was like, very, very gracious and everything. This is worth $200 million, Braun. Make him happy. And then Braun steps away from him. Braun.
Yeah.
Are we going to see that? Are we going to see that title on Raw? It's kind of a meaningless title.
We might see it. We'll see it this upcoming Monday, I think.
Monday probably, and that's going to be it. Yeah.
Until next year.
Until next year, yeah. I guess he'll defend it next year, maybe, unless he's like a Universal Champion. Or something. I don't know. Anyways.
All in all, fun show.
No, it was a fun show. It was totally like, the show came out of nowhere. I don't know. I feel like, I know the expectations are way lower, but I had more fun watching this than Mania this year, I think.
Yeah.
The
time went by a lot quicker.
It did. No, it totally did. Yeah. Yeah. No, it absolutely did. Yeah. Also, I have my voice now, and I didn't at Mania, so there's that too.
We had donuts and coffee as well.
And working internet. So yay for going in
the
Raw.
Stress of a stream that was crap in the bed every 2 minutes.
Exactly. So anyways, good stuff. Check out the count out we have tomorrow. Count outs we have going up tomorrow. Best and worst Rumble winners ever. That's a lot of fun. Sunday we got a really fun Matt chat.
Yeah.
And then
Monday
we're back at it
for weekend news.
We're back at it. We'll see if there's any news. I'm sure there'll be some stories coming out of the Greatest Rumble.
I would think so.
I'm sure there will be something about the the Roman Brock stuff.
Yes.
I'm interested to see what that's all about. What do you got there? We already got
Lesnar saying the finish of the cage match was a botched finish.
Oh yeah, how Brock was. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what goes on with all that. Sure, there'll be some stuff.
I mean, it's got to be tough to coordinate all that when you're falling out of a cage. So.
Oh, for sure. Which is why they shouldn't have done it. Till next time, let me play some music here. Hilton, Hilton didn't show. That's the biggest freaking botch there is. Hilton didn't show up. We're not even sure if he's real yet.
It's a fair point.
Hilton, can you hit the outro? All right, thanks, man. All right, that's it for now. Till next time, I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.